The twists and turns of the Senate impeachment trial have been taking up a lot of news real estate. But there's also another very important trial going on that's not getting nearly enough attention. That's the prosecution of Harvey Weinstein, who's been accused by more than 80 women of sexual assault and harassment since the New York Times first published its bombshell investigation 2 years ago. And now he's being tried on 5 felony charges, including rape, for which he could be sentenced to life in prison. So why have you heard so little from these proceedings? Because of this man. New York State Supreme Court Judge James Burke. He banned cameras at the trial, along with phones and any recording device. So now, Court TV is going so far as doing dramatic reenactments of every bit of testimony and cross-examination.
You didn't know that anybody would ever see those other than you and Mr. Weinstein, did you?
Objection.
Overruled.
That is actually not true.
It'd be ridiculous if the testimony wasn't so important, with emotional and graphic detail from the accusers and witnesses. What you just heard was the reenactment of part of Miriam Haley's cross-examination. She recently legally changed her name from Mimi Haley. She was a former production assistant for Weinstein and one of the 2 accusers the trial centers on. And while the defense has been trying to argue she was exploiting her relationship with Weinstein to help her career, maybe you can be the judge based on some of her really disturbing testimony. She told the jury Weinstein invited her to his home for what she thought was a social meeting, but then, quote, he held me down on the bed and he forced himself on me orally. I kept trying to tell him, no, don't go there, don't do that. I'm on my period, I've got a tampon in. It was as if he didn't believe me. He literally pulled my tampon out. Then there was the testimony of Annabella Sciorra, best known for her role in The Sopranos, which was equally disturbing. She told the jury Weinstein raped her in her apartment in the 90s, quote, I was trying to get him off me. I was punching him, kicking him. He got on top of me and he raped me. I said no, but there was not much I could do. My body shut down. It was so disgusting. My body started to shake in a way that was unusual. It was like a seizure or something. Sciorra said Weinstein went on to harass her for years after, showing up at her hotel rooms, once forcing her to change rooms in the middle of the night, another time appearing in his underwear with a bottle of baby oil in one hand and a videotape in the other. And yet for that and many other claims, Weinstein was never charged. Sciorra was testifying only to show a pattern of his behavior because the assault she says she experienced happened too long ago to prosecute. But despite Sciorra, Haley, and the others bravely taking the stand, much of the world will still never hear their stories, even though this is all taking place in a public courtroom. We have only moments like this from Court TV.
Can you describe what you remember about that time in your life?
Objection. Relevance.
Overruled.
Some say Justice Burke was right to ban cameras for confidentiality's sake, but I say it's just an extension of the same dangerous logic that enabled Weinstein to terrorize women into silence for far too long. What do you think? Email us, tweet us, share your thoughts